The closing documents are signed, the moving truck just backed out of your driveway, you're sitting on a pile of cardboard boxes eating mediocre pizza on a paper plate, and the adrenaline of the home buying process is finally worn off. You look around and realize, I actually live in Charleston now. The travel brochures got you here. The cobblestones, the beaches, and the #1 city ranking sealed the deal. But the postcard phase is officially over and the reality phase has begun. I'm Derek, and with my wife Sarah, we're Team Wacaster, Charleston Realtors with Keller Williams. We know that relocation is more than just a change of address. It's a major life transition. Our job doesn't end when we hand you the keys, because figuring out how to buy a house here is only half the battle. Figuring out how to live here is the other. Today we're talking about your post-closing checklist. We're covering the top things you need to do starting from the moment you unpack, from navigating the ultimate bureaucratic scavenger hunt at the SCDMV to avoiding a massive tax trap that catches almost every out-of-state buyer. Let's get into exactly what you need to do to officially become a local in 2026. First things first, you have exactly 45 days to transfer your out-of-state vehicle registration to South Carolina. If you think you can just stroll into the local DMV, take a number, and walk out with a Palmetto State license plate 30 minutes later, I do admire your optimism, but this is the low country. We do things a little differently here. Before the DMV will even give you the time of day, you have to visit the county auditor's office. South Carolina charges an annual property tax on vehicles. It's how we fund the roads you're about to sit in traffic on. You must physically go to the auditor, present your out-of-state title or registration, and pay this tax first. They will hand you a physical paper receipt. Guard this piece of paper with your life. Treat it like a winning lottery ticket. If it blows away in the wind on your way to the car, you're starting the entire process over. Then and only then do you take that receipt to the DMV for your registration and driver's license. But you also need your proof of South Carolina insurance, your out-of-state license, and 2 proofs of address. Let me be very clear about proof of address. A piece of junk mail from a local car dealership welcoming you to the neighborhood does not count. You can find the exhaustive list of what they do accept on their website, dmv.sc.gov. There's a whole section just for newcomers. And when you pack for this trip, pack like it's 1998. Bring a physical folder overflowing with paper. Bring more than you think you'll need, just in case something gets rejected. If you try to show the clerk a digital PDF of your power bill on your iPhone, you will have to leave to get what you need, then come back and do the whole waiting in line thing again. It's a great place to people watch, but you've got better things to do with your time. Once you get your SC license, might as well go ahead and get your voter registration done, because you'll need it for the next thing I'm going to talk about. Now, why did I just make you suffer through that DMV explanation? Because getting your South Carolina driver's license and vehicle registration is the mandatory prerequisite for one of the most important financial moves you will make in your new home, the 4% legal residence tax exemption. The deadline is strict, January 15th after the first year you buy your home. In South Carolina, the default property tax rate on a home is 6%. That's the rate for investors, landlords, and owners of second homes. When you close on your house, the county automatically assumes you're an investor and sets your tax bill at that 6% rate. If this is your primary residence, you legally qualify for the 4% rate. But let's look at the actual math on a $600,000 home. At the 6% rate, depending on your specific millage, your annual tax bill might be around $9,000. At the 4% rate, that drops to roughly $3,000 to $4,000. Here's the thing. The reduced rate is not automatic. You have to manually apply for it at the county assessor's office, and you must have your new SC driver's license and vehicle registration matching the property address to prove you actually live there. That's in addition to a mind-numbing list of other required docs. It's like they looked at the DMV's required doc list and said, hold my beer. I've seen clients pay the 6% rate for a full year simply because their previous agent didn't tell them to file. If you forget to fill out this one-page form, you aren't just paying taxes. You are basically making a very generous, non-deductible donation to the local government. Part of our process of working with you is to remind you to do this. Okay, moving on. It's time to figure out your logistics. I always tell my clients to use their first 30 days to lock down their daily triangle. That's the geographic space between your home, your work, your grocery store, your kid's school. Don't rely on your GPS estimates from 11 a.m. on a Tuesday. You need to do a physical dry run of your actual commute on a Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. and again at 5 p.m. I say this a lot. Charleston isn't measured in miles, it's measured in bridges. If your triangle requires you to cross the Ravenel, the Don Holt, or the Wando Bridge during rush hour, you need to understand the rhythm of that traffic before your first official day at work. If you have kids, you need to practice the school drop-off route. In the South, the car rider line is not a queue. It's a highly choreographed tactical operation, and if you merge incorrectly, you will be a topic of discussion at the next PTA meeting. Now let's look at the house itself. You've moved in, but you aren't the only one trying to occupy the space. During closing, you saw something called a CL100 wood infestation report. I can't stress this enough. You need to actually act on it. If you negotiated a termite bond transfer from the sellers, call the pest control company immediately and pay the transfer fee so the paperwork is officially in your name. This is to protect you from the locals who don't pay rent but feel completely entitled to your square footage. When you buy a home in the Lowcountry, you are entering a shared habitat with one of the most efficient wood-destroying organisms on the planet, the Formosan subterranean termite. These aren't the casual, slow-moving termites you might find up north. Formosans are aggressive and they build massive underground colonies that can easily hold several million insects. A mature colony can eat 1 foot of a 2x4 pine board in just 2 days. To a Formosan termite, your $800,000 Charleston single isn't an architectural masterpiece. It's just an all-you-can-eat buffet with a really nice zip code. They will eat the equity right out of your walls if you let them. This is why a termite bond is a non-negotiable expense in Charleston. Standard homeowners insurance does not cover termite damage. You need an active bond and an annual termite inspection. Finally, let's talk about something fun, because you didn't move here just for the tax forms and termite bonds. You moved here for the lifestyle, but you need to find your spot immediately before you accidentally become a permanent tourist. When you were visiting Charleston during the postcard phase, you probably spent 90% of your time downtown. King Street is fantastic. It's the beautiful, historic heart of the city, but in the reality phase of living here, it's largely for when your in-laws visit and want to see the sights. Getting ingrained in the local culture means exploring beyond the cobblestones. Your first priority is finding the coffee shop, the quiet raw bar, the local brewery right in your own neighborhood, where the staff eventually knows your name, not just your order. Finding your place means finding a spot where you can grab a beer and a burger without having to fight your way through the masses of bachelorette parties as they struggle to get that perfect selfie. It's the difference between eating at a place because it was on a top 10 list and eating at a place because it's a Tuesday and they have the best local shrimp in the Lowcountry. If you want a head start on finding those hidden gems, we've put together a 2026 Charleston City Guide. It's not a comprehensive list of everything to see, eat, or do here. It's just a curated list of our top local favorites to help you start feeling like a resident instead of a visitor. We'd be happy to send it to you. No obligation to work with us, but we hope you choose to. If you want to see exactly what's on the market in Charleston right now, reach out to us. Our info is in the comments below. We can set up a custom search for your areas of interest. Don't just move to Charleston, move to the right part of Charleston for you. Our goal at Team Wacaster is to be a resource for you long after the ink is dry on your contract. If you're just starting your research or you're currently standing in that DMV line wondering why you moved here, we're just a message away. Take care and welcome home.